Good morning, everyone. I thank my mentors at PGI Chandigarh and the organizers of PCSI 2021 for giving me this opportunity to present my study that goes with the theme of consolidating the technological gains in the ICU. Utility of transcontinental ultrasound in predicting the fluid responsiveness in children after repair of congenital heart diseases. These are my acknowledgements. I have no disclosures of conflicts of interest. The postoperative fluid management in infants undergoing cardiac surgery need a delicate balance between hypovolemia and fluid overload. Traditionally, CVP is the indicator of initiating volume infusion in circulatory shock, and the respiratory variability of peak aortic blood flow velocity on transthoracic echocardiography is the standardized modality to optimize fluid requirement in the postoperative period. However, the intensivist is often challenged with poor echocardiography window due to the presence of surgical site dressing and chest tube drain. The transcontinental ultrasound of internal carotid artery is a novel modality that can be used as a surrogate of aortic root velocity in patients aged up to 12 months. In this study, we hypothesized that the variability of the internal carotid artery measured via the transcontinental approach may be a reliable indicator of fluid responsiveness and aim to observe the correlation between the variability of the internal carotid artery and the aortic blood flow velocity as a marker of fluid responsiveness in infants on mechanical ventilation during the post-operative period after cardiac surgery. It was a prospective observational study done in the post-cardiac surgical ICU of PGI Chandigarh between November 2019 and 2020. 137 infants were operated during the time period, and those with ejection fraction less than 45% with residual intracardiac shunts, arrhythmias on hemodialysis or open sternum were excluded, and only those who had open anterior fontanelle and were on mechanical ventilation were analyzed. Up to 10 ml per kg of fluid bolus were given to these patients at two time points, 1 hour and 6 hours after their admission into the ICU, and 60 observations were made and were divided into the responders and non-responders based on the increase in the index stroke volume. The S5 sector transducer was placed at the anterior fontanelle to obtain the coronal plane image of the brain and the cerebral blood vessels. The wave Doppler was superimposed on the color Doppler and used to identify and measure the variability of the internal carotid artery velocity over 3 respiratory cycles and measured using the given formula. The variability of the aortic blood flow velocity was measured just below the aortic annulus. The respiratory variation of the inferior vena cava was measured along with heart rate, central venous pressure, systolic blood pressure, left ventricle and diastolic dimension, and the plethysmographic variability index. Sample size calculation was done based on a previous report that the variability of the aortic blood flow velocity could predict fluid responsiveness in 40 to 69% of the patients. Considering the positive negative value for responders and non-responders to be 50%, with an alpha error of 0.05, the sample size of 30 was needed. Coming to the results, amongst the preoperative parameters, age amongst the responders was lesser and they were younger at 6 months of age and had a higher right ventricular fractional area change at 44% and a lower WISC score at 9. These two groups of patients did not have a significant difference in the ICU stay days. Amongst the 60 fluid bolus observations, positive response was obtained at 46% and a negative response at 53%. Amongst the parameters of fluid responsiveness, only the variability of the internal carotid artery and the aortic blood flow velocity variation amongst the responders after fluid administration was significantly different and were lower in the responders after fluid administration. The receiver operating characteristic curve were plotted for the variables, and it was found that the variability of the internal carotid artery and the aortic blood flow velocity variation had a comparable area under the curve. The internal carotid artery variability at 9.8% was predictive of fluid responsiveness with a 75% sensitivity and 60% specificity. In age groups less than 6 months of age, the internal carotid artery variation of more than 9.8% had a better predictive ability than the aortic blood flow velocity variation at more than 15%. The aortic blood flow velocity variation at 14.7% could also predict fluid responsiveness. Amongst the secondary determinants of fluid responsiveness, only the variation of the inferior vena cava dimension at more than 15% could predict fluid responsiveness. To discuss, the results of our study showed a good correlation and a linear agreement between the variation in the internal carotid artery blood flow velocity measured using the transcontinental ultrasound and the aortic blood flow velocity variation as a predictor of fluid responsiveness. Kim et al. Had demonstrated a variability of internal carotid artery at 13% amongst responders as compared to non-responders, which was at 8%, and they had given a cutoff of 7.8% as a predictor of fluid responsiveness in patients who were undergoing cardiac surgery that time. Our study also demonstrated a higher internal carotid artery variability amongst the responders, and these velocity variations were higher as those compared to Kim et al. As our patients belonged to those of complex congenital heart disease whose prolonged critical illness with cyanosis could have decreased the cerebral blood flow. The ICU outcomes were not different between the responders and non-responders in our study. Our study was limited to the fact that it was a single operator study and the choice of fluid, ringer lactate versus albumin, depended upon the attending intensivist, and the confounding effects of vasopressors or inotropes cannot be ignored. The clinical significance of fluid management based on our cutoff needs to be validated in future studies. To conclude, the internal carotid artery variability of 9.8% measured via the transcontinental ultrasound is comparable to the variability of the aortic blood flow velocity in predicting fluid responsiveness in infants on mechanical ventilation after cardiac surgery. The internal carotid artery variability is better than the variability of the aortic blood flow velocity in predicting fluid responsiveness in children younger than 6 months of age. Thank you.